like me and Jesus. So, we are having a new moon today in Aries, and there's a whole bunch of planets in Aries, and we're being Aries to death, except so much Aries has been taken out of us. In fact, almost all the astrology is out of the tier of people who are going to help actively change the planet. The rest of the people are tiered specifically in ways that I don't understand. And some of those will end up helping as well later. But they had to go with who was most alive at the point of fixing. At the point that would be needed first. But the point is, that baseball timelines are changing. The MLB timeline was only evil, and it was only for the sex trade. And because I have always been a baseball fan, it was an epic way to watch people become untied in their etheric body, to be able to use their body again. Because when we first started in February of 28th of 2025, everyone was in a box and completely tied up. And full of programs and fear, and it was heinous. Last season, because I'm a Cardinals fan, every single game was specifically to change the world timeline. But there has always been specific repairs for the avatar itself. So now here we are, April 17th, 2026, with the new moon in Aries. And this is the point that has been chosen to change the MLB timeline to the new timeline. If you watched the World Baseball Classic this year, it's going to be similar. But this means that no one is favored. And this also means that everyone has a chance. It also means that if someone hates playing baseball, there will be something else for that person. But it also means if someone really wants to play baseball on the major league level, they will be able to. It is all being heard by the OC, the original creator, the one that we have not had access to for trillions of years, and we don't know how many years because things didn't make it onto new world timelines. So the Mandela effect is specifically that timelines have changed so much they didn't give a shit to put things on it, but we have records. So, I'll be watching the Cardinals game at 7:15 tonight to see what they've come up with. But I know the Cardinals have already been on a special timeline because that's who we've been working with specifically. They were the first people who were extremely unraveled, and then everyone else benefited later. But it has been that intense of an unravel as they are still removing things. I feel that one right here. So my boys, have you seen the Weather Hulk catch where he's just flying in the air and grabbing it. This is the kind of timeline stuff. A game cannot exist if it is not made on the other side. And they have only been for the sex trade. And we have had to walk out of sex trade timelines and into the OC's new timelines. And it's going to be extremely exciting, and I can't wait. But the WBC, World Baseball Classic, was a taste. And even though there have been a lot of baseball players who had preferred timelines and have had lots of practice on being on these evil timelines, we're probably going to decide as a collective that it's a lot more fun to have these new timelines than to have one or two people who can pitch, or 5 people who hit 60 home runs a year, or 3 people who can play third base in the whole league. Epically, it will be surprising. And from what I've watched since February 28th of last year to this year has been amazing. May your high fly balls be caught deliciously